Monday. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Well, what we wanted to do while we're waiting for the leading indexes to come out from Fed Philly for the month of March is that we want to look at the coincident indexes, which is the 3-month change in the economy. And when we looked at this prior, it fit in with the whole aspect of an economy that's growing at a slow pace. So that we can see that there's some states, the pink states, which have some negative growth, but compared to what we've seen before where the whole country was in green to dark green, is that it still suggested back then where we came in with GDP being in that very slow pace, especially with government spending, is most likely that would continue. And then we looked at the 6-month forecast, and that was also showing a slowing. Well, we got the January state coincident index, and a positive is at least we don't have any negative states in here with the exception of Maine. But when we look at comparatively, the darker green states also somewhat slowing down with the exception of Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi, Nevada, Colorado, and Idaho, Vermont, and also New Jersey, is that when we look at it, this would still suggest slow growth in here. We then add the sequester on top of that, which would indicate that government spending would continue to head down. Once again, it's not saying that we're going to head into a recession at this point, but it still shows moderate to slow growth in here, which is still going to keep, in our minds, the Fed continuing with their asset purchases, which they talked about last week. The fear in here of them slowing asset purchases or actually getting rid of them totally doesn't appear to us based upon this economic growth, which then is a harbinger for unemployment. And maybe we could see unemployment slightly coming down, but not at the rate that the Fed would like to see. Also, we are still suggesting you go into www.sbnoh.com, where we have added some new videos. In fact, last week we were in Texas talking about investment programs with 2 community banks down there that have had some very good success in terms of at least adding 10% to their overall net income because of investment brokerage sales. So we went and we talked to the bankers and got their viewpoint on how a program works or doesn't work. And I think that this would be of interest to banks that not only may not have an investment program at this point, but even banks that do that really aren't profitable, that one needs to reassess this in terms of really building that strategic initiative for reducing net overhead. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Have a great week.